Hello YouTube, Gaming Goddess here today with a review on Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, developed by Naughty Dog for the PlayStation 3. This game is an action-adventure, third-person shooter that was released in 2011. This is also the third installment to the Uncharted series. Nathan Drake, our main protagonist, who is traveling around the world, is in search for a legendary lost city. So with that being said, let's start this review. First up is the gameplay. And like I said before, Uncharted 3 is an action-adventure platform that is played from a third-person perspective. This game is also very linear, but not very specific on where to go sometimes. So we get to take control of our protagonist Nathan Drake, who has some pretty cool parkour skills, but can also fight using hand-to-hand combat and can be equipped with up to 2 firearms. During combat, the player can direct Drake to take cover behind corners or low walls where we can perform a sneak attack on an enemy, or where you can use either aimed or blind fire to kill an enemy. When you have to fight using hand-to-hand, there is a quick time reaction involved. The button will appear in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, and well, if you miss it, then there's a possibility that you could be knocked down, and it's really annoying. Also, while playing, there are some areas of the game that will require you to solve a puzzle before you are able to advance to the next area. Of course, with the help of Drake's journal, it should provide clues for solving these puzzles in this game. So let's move on to my next topic, the graphics and animation. This game has a realistic style to it. The walking animation doesn't look all that real to me. There were moments where I thought his legs were a little too far apart. The cutscenes, on the other hand, look good. But there are also quite a bit of glitches and bugs that were pretty noticeable even when you try to ignore the fact they're happening. I mean, seriously, I don't think she should be able to stand on that wall. As for the music in this game, I don't really care for it. I mean, it sounds like music for an adventurer, but to be honest, the soundtrack is extremely repetitive. On the other hand, the voice acting is actually pretty good. So let's get into the pros and cons for Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Pros for me would have to be the puzzles. I'm big into puzzle solving in video games, so this was actually pretty enjoyable. Also, the voice acting is a plus. As for the cons, everything else. I mean, the story didn't make too much sense to me. The music was pretty repetitive, and there's too much action going on. And to top it off, it feels kinda rushed. This game is just one big nope for me. It started off pretty slow at first, and I had high hopes that it would get better, but speaking the honest truth, I found it rather boring. There's a lot of action, almost too much action. I enjoy action adventures just as much as the next guy, but when something is exploding every 5 seconds, or if you fall off multiple ledges every other step you take, then how am I supposed to enjoy it? I'm all for the element of surprise, but when it happens too much, it just starts to become too overdone for me. I'm not entirely bashing this game, it's just not for me personally. I do admit though that the puzzles are the only thing that I truly enjoyed about Uncharted 3. So to wrap it all up, Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception gets a 2 out of 10 for me. If you enjoyed this game or hated it as much as I did, tell me in the comments below. I love it when you guys share your opinion. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this review. To see more like it, check out my channel. All the links are down below along with the subscribe button. This has been a Gaming Goddess review, and remember to keep on gaming.